Okay guys, Monday the 8th of January. So the first thing to say is I hope you all had a great Christmas and New Year. It's good to get a little bit of time away from the charts and spend some time with family. This is the first day where I am back at the charts. I actually missed most of this morning because my friend was visiting from Australia and he was leaving today. He left about an hour ago. I've just been sort of gazing at the chart whilst catching up on other work, and we had a pretty good setup on the FTSE 100. So I have entered into a short position after this engulfing candle at 11:55 a.m. So what I was looking at was the potential for this to be developing into an ascending triangle. So you can see the market came up, it tested and rejected. It then tested a second time and rejected. It then tested a third time and then it started to reject once again. Now what I was looking at was this whole section right here as a potential, I don't want to say hazard, a potential management point in the way of the trade. So basically if I entered into the trade, coming into this level, there was the potential that it would hit this level and then bounce higher once again. However, all I did was I sort of thought around what the market was doing. I tried to come up with the confluences to enter the trade. So we had the ascending triangle also, and then I started to look at the price action sitting right here. And what I seen was, within this price action we had one test, and then the second test, with the market starting to press down. So what I was looking at was potentially a break of the ascending triangle, and then this one here was also potentially, because my entry was below the candle, a break of what was setting up to be a double top. So there's a couple of separate confluences there. Because of that, I was happy to get into the setup. Now what I'm looking for on this one is really a minimum of 7 points. So really 7 to 10 points on the trade. So let's have a look where that would take us. So around about 7,710 down to 7,708. So let's mark that in. So around about here. We'll take it all the way down to 7, giving it the 3 points. Right here. So this is my target area for the trade, sitting just below the next zone down below. Now what I'm looking at is I want to also be relatively tight with the management on this setup. And we are coming down and testing this level here. Certainly if we start to test at this area right here, so the previous swing low, which is also lining up with the pivot point today, I'm just going to consider my stop to break even. And then if we start to bounce up against me once again, I'll just come out of the trade flat. I don't want to give it too much wiggle room if we come down here. And because of the potential there, well, first of all, there's a potential it may come up and retest at the ascending triangle before rejecting once again. However, what we could be seeing is a false break of the ascending triangle. For me, this is a sensible area, previous swing low, where if the buyers are going to step in, they would likely look to do it. And then we could see a strong rally back up toward at least these previous highs, where my stop is sitting. So I just want to protect this trade. Okay guys, that's pretty much everything for now. As always, I will, in fact, there's actually one thing quickly. So I'm recording Monday's trade here. Now what I usually do is record Tuesday's trade, post it up on the Wednesday. But as you've seen, sometimes that means there is no live trade video, because if there is no setup on the Tuesday, then there's nothing for me to post on the Wednesday. I'm not going to force trades just to make a video. So what I'm looking to do instead is start to record the first trade I take each week. So that may happen on the Monday, it may happen on the Tuesday. It's very, very rare there is a Monday and a Tuesday without a trade. What it allows me to do is post up the videos on the Wednesday. We don't miss too many videos on the Wednesday, but it does happen. This should iron out that problem. Okay guys, so that's pretty much everything for now. As I've mentioned, looking for the market to come down toward this pivot area right here. If it does, or when it does, stop is going to be considered at break even. Target area down toward this section right here. Okay guys, the market has popped down and tested this level at the pivot point. So I am now considering my stop to be at break even. We actually tested it at 12.10. You can see we found a little bit of support, pop back up above the pivot point. 12.15 also, we are just holding at this level at present. So if we do start to see the bulls stepping in, pressing back up toward the entry, I'm just going to come out of the trade. Target area remains down below at this rectangle right here. Okay guys, so the market has popped down into that target area. It's actually just popped through and tested the 7706 zone down below. I've came out of this trade as it popped down toward the lower band of this rectangle. I will bring that up in a second. So for this video, I didn't really talk through it as much as I normally do. Now, the reason for that is quite simple. As I mentioned, my friend was here from Australia, and I didn't really expect to be getting back to the charts today. I just expected to sort of catch up on some work, catch up on emails after he left. But as I mentioned, I was sitting watching the FTSE and this started to set up. So when I got the engulfing candle, I was happy to take this trade, and it has worked out very nicely. A great first trade for 2018 also. It's always good when you start the year off with a nice winner. So we had the ascending triangle, we had the triple top up here, we then had the break below with this strong engulfing candle, which gave me the signal to enter into the short position. We did hold at this pivot point a little bit, pressed up relatively strongly at 12.30. I was fully expecting this to just pop up and then take me out at break even, but all I did was I actually brought my physical stop down to break even, so I didn't even have to watch the chart anymore. I just continued to get on with my work. And then the market came back down, triggered an alarm that I had set in the target area. I had it set right in the center. And then I came out of the trade. So it's worked out very, very nicely. Let's just bring it up. So it's this one. Here we go. So gain for today, £504.90. So relatively good trade, as I have mentioned. Risking £500 on the trade, so 1-to-1 risk to reward. Okay guys, so that's everything for this week. I hope you all have a good trading week, and I hope, in fact, you all have a great 2018. I know a lot of you will be setting yourself new goals. Some of you will actually just be coming into trading. You know, it tends to happen in January. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I set all of my New Year's goals in January also. I hope you all have a great year. Those of you who start to hit stumbling blocks, you know, it's going to happen when you're learning to trade. There's absolutely no avoiding it. When you start to hit those stumbling blocks, biggest piece of advice I can give you is, first of all, make sure you're not risking too much money, because when you run out of money, your ability to trade disappears. And the second thing is, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know, try and figure out where it is you're going wrong. Try and figure out where the mistakes are coming from. It tends to be something that you're doing rather than your trading plan. It tends to be something like emotional trading. And if you can identify it, you can then create fixes to help you stop doing it. Okay guys, so as always, I hope that was helpful. I'm James Orr, and thank you.